Are you ready to finally make that dream a reality? Maybe it's updating your kitchen, paying down high-interest credit cards, or covering tuition. Your home is more than where you live. It's also your most powerful asset. At Unlock, we make it simple to turn equity into options. With a home equity agreement, you can access cash today without taking on monthly payments. Imagine the freedom to invest in your home, reduce financial stress, or finally start that big project you've been putting off. It's your home. It's your future. Unlock it today. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the number one sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good and the bad and the shocking stories of sugar dating. So I've got Jay in the studio today. I'm going to bring him in a minute, but Happy New Year, everyone. We are flying into 2026, and we have restructured our Patreon program, and we appreciate all of our family members that join. And if you haven't joined, we encourage you to do that now. Go to patreon.com/Secrets of a Sugar Daddy podcast. I'll have a link to it at the bottom of this episode, and it's also on our website. But come join our family. Our tiers start as little as $15 a month. You'll get behind-the-scenes video and photos and all kinds of fun things, and then you'll get to participate in the community chat where you can talk about anything. Mostly we talk about sugar dating and people introduce themselves, but sometimes other subjects come up. It's a lot of fun. And you'll get to hear about all the parties before anybody else, all the episodes, extra sugars before anybody else. So we really try to give you good value there. And then if you need coaching or profile reviews, we have those available too. We've implemented a nice little calendar system where you can sign up for an available time, and you'll get to speak with me or Lily, because I've been doing some lately myself. I actually really enjoy it. So one of us will help coach you and guide you through your current sugar dating situations or whatever you want to talk about. So, all right, let's get to Jay. How are you?
How you doing?
So Jay, as many of you know, bought a home in Phoenix, and this is like the perfect time of year for it.
Oh, yeah.
So you are in for a while, aren't you?
Oh, for sure. For the size of the house, I'm definitely all in.
Yeah, but you're in town for a while. Are you traveling anytime soon?
No, because I was... I kind of left after the party in November, and then I was gone in December, and I'm thinking to myself, why am I not taking advantage of the best weather in the country right now?
Yeah,
you know, so I feel like I definitely need to get back here.
Well, Jay, if you guys are new to the program, welcome. He was kind enough to host and put his house up as Grand Central Station for Sugarpalooza 7. How do you think that went?
Oh, it was great. I loved it. I mean, it was...
We didn't trash your house too much, did we?
No, I mean, like, honestly, like, after the cleaners came, it was as good as new.
Like, nobody ever was there.
I couldn't even tell anybody was there. Exactly. Yeah. And I didn't notice nothing got damaged, and people were very respectable, and it was just a good venue. It was like a big enough place to house everyone, and... Yeah, I mean, I'm down for the next one. You know?
Yeah, we had a great time. Even though it was in November, we had a few people in the pool.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
you got that hot tub heated up.
The hot tub was exactly. It was very popular.
Yeah, one time I saw about 10 people with at least their feet dipped in there, and some even more than that.
Oh yeah. Well, come summer, the pool is probably going to be where the people will be at to cool off. You know,
right.
It's really hot.
Well, we really appreciate you letting us use your new home. You're the only owner of that home, so it's all yours, and you were very kind to allow all these strangers into your house, and we really appreciate that. All right, so you are an active sugar dater, and man, we have lots of discussions about your adventures. What's been going on lately?
Yeah, so I think the latest story that I could, every time I come on the show, I try to think about some type of either lesson or learning that I can impart onto either the girls or the guys.
Now, here's the fun fact about you. While your information is so valuable, you don't just sugar date locally. You have interactions all over the U.S., even the world.
Oh, yeah. Like there is one girl that I see. I've seen her twice now in Spain, and she is, and we'll probably meet up this year again. And she can't get into the U.S. yet, but I would probably be in Europe over the summer anyway. And I really like these I don't know, relationships or dynamics where it's very consistent, because then, you don't really have to reinvent the wheel. Mm-hmm. You don't have to kind of start and do all the chatting back and forth and hope they don't just, fizzle out. And you can kind of just know that that person is somewhat dependable, and then have a nice time. And you already traveled together already, so you know how the dynamic is like, and that it's you give each other time and do things together that you enjoy. So it's actually really, really nice. And it's actually a lot easier once who you can rely on, So besides Spain, I also went to London recently. And I guess this is kind of like my lesson or whatever, So when I was in Mallorca, I started chatting with this one girl, and she had written me from London, and she kind of wrote something to the effect of, so I get a lot of messages from random places like Ukraine.
We all get those. Now, where do you have your location set up?
Yeah, so I have it in Phoenix, New York, and Denver. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. I don't have it in Denver anymore. I have it Phoenix, New York, and London.
Okay.
Just because I was in London just now, so I was kind of dabbling in and seeing what kind of market I guess it's like.
Yeah.
And so this is back in October. This girl. Usually, when I get these messages from these random places, I just ignore it, because I'm not going to be in Vietnam. I'm not going to be in Morocco anytime soon.
I'll get them from Colombia, Venezuela.
It's it's never going to happen. So forget it.
Yeah.
But this girl wrote me from London. I hadn't been to London in probably 4 or 5 years, and she said something like, "Oh, we'll probably never meet, but I find you very handsome, and I just wanted to say hello." That hooked me.
Oh, yeah?
So maybe that's another pro tip for the girls, because it's kind of I have this instinct that kind of wanted to say no, we could meet. It's do the opposite.
Yeah.
You kind of almost want to not disappoint them, because several girls asked me what was it that she said that kind of got you to pay attention, especially if she doesn't even live in the areas that you go to.
Right.
So I wrote her back and I said, "Oh no, I've been in London before quite a few times, and I'm in Mallorca now, and it's not actually that far." And we started to go back and forth. And then we obviously took it off the site pretty quickly, and we would chat on WhatsApp. And from October to December, we had 5, 6 different live FaceTime calls, and we would chat pretty much every day. So, you kind of a lot of times with seeking, you don't really know if a person is going to have lasting power. You might chat a few messages and then they'll fizzle out and they'll fade out, right? So it's the fact that we're communicating every day and doing these FaceTime calls, it really made me feel oh yeah, it's got some legs, it might work. It might be possible at least. So then we kind of talked about meeting up, and I was flying back to Mallorca anyway. And I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just go to London and meet you there, and we'll just spend a few days there together. And so then in December, I decided to, change my flight to go back to London and meet her, and trying to make the story kind of short. But it went great. The first 3 days were quite amazing. There was a lot of at the beginning when we first saw each other for the first time, face to face, there's still that kind of uncomfortableness. Women are more guarded. They're more worried about safety. So even though we had chatted a lot, even with FaceTime, she still kind of needed a period to get, calm down, I guess, But by the end of that first evening, we were already holding hands and kissing in the streets. It was it was pretty okay. And then for the next 2 days, it was great. It was literally we were a couple, no different than all these couples all around the city, just holding hands and just having a really, really nice time. And in just 3 days, I kind of got quite attached to her.
Really?
And I gotta say, compared to a lot of other sugar dynamics, that even after months, I would have a lot of doubts. And I really thought about why that was, because I feel like for a lot of the girls out there, the holy grail is to find a guy that is long-term, consistent, and stable, because they don't have to go out there and reinvent the wheel every freaking month and not know, like, go on 20 different meet and greet dates and have 10 of them be like duds or idiots or whatever. So the better thing is to have something that's consistent and you can depend on them, So what is it that she did that kind of hooked me in just like a very short period of time? And I thought about it. So, and sadly, the story kind of had a sad ending, but anyway, we'll get to that.
A little cliffhanger here for you.
Yeah, exactly. So I think a lot of times in the sugar dating world, people become very guarded. So they know that they can probably guess, or it's not hard to assume that a guy would have multiple girls that he sees, and then the girls kind of I think become very emotionally just not all there. And so, it's probably out of self-protection, but at the same time, it also kind of creates a wall between what a guy would feel in terms of his way of interacting with the girl. So therefore the guy is going to be a little guarded too. Mm-hmm. It's everybody is trying to protect themselves, And with her, I think at least the way that she was towards me, it felt very authentic. And so women get taken advantage of sexually, and men get taken advantage of financially, right? So it's kind of all of us have been through situations where we got scammed, maybe not a big amount, but they add up after a while, and it becomes it kind of puts as a scar on you as to what you need to do to protect yourself going forward. You don't want to get played again, So, and I think my interaction with her was because we held hands, we kissed, and and I'm kind of taking cues in terms of her level of authenticity. It's I'm maybe running my own test in my head. I'm not telling her about it, but I'm kind of paying attention as to well, are you being authentic, or are you just kind of playing a role that just for the enough time that you need to do it at, and then just check out, So because she was able to make me feel safe, and women want to feel safe too. When women feel safe, that's when they can open up sexually.
Sure.
Yeah. So for a guy, maybe from the perspective of a guy that has, that's going to provide financially, I'm trying to protect my money, because that's the thing that I've gotten taken advantage of before as well. So if I feel safe in that way, in a similar way, then I can feel more ready to give more. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a parallel in terms of what each gender needs in terms of feeling ready to proceed. And because of the way that she was acting, because of her authenticity, I really felt that I could kind of fall for her in some ways, And I think that falling in love, the phrase falling, it's kind of this idea that you're no longer in control of your feelings, kind of, sort of, And it is a little bit like that, where your feelings kind of take over how you act, how you think, as opposed to a guy or a girl that is not falling for anyone. They're guarded. They are able to control their emotions, contain themselves, not let themselves be vulnerable. So that's the contrast, So I think I guess what I would think that would be a powerful, I'm not sure if it's skill set is the right word, but if you can kind of establish kind of an emotional connection with the guy, where the guy feels safe to trust you and proceed forward, I think that is the key to creating something long-term with a guy.
Yeah.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
Are high-interest credit cards or personal loans weighing you down? Unlock gives homeowners a smarter option. With a home equity agreement, you can tap into your home's equity for cash today. There are no monthly payments. Here's how it works. Unlock provides funds upfront and in exchange shares in a portion of your home's future value. That means you keep control with the flexibility to use your equity your way. Pay off bills, invest in home improvements, or set aside savings for peace of mind. For thousands of homeowners, Unlock has been the key to moving forward without the pressure of another payment. Put your equity to work for you. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
Let's get back to this girl because I'm so interested. You hung out with her for how long? 2 or 3 days?
3 days, yeah. So
and then what happened?
yeah, so things
were going great.
Yeah, things were going great, and I really was like increasingly feeling more and more for her, and I really I was like, I'm definitely coming back to London.
Okay, so let me get a little picture of this girl. How old was she?
She was, I think, 29.
Okay.
So this girl is not a drop dead gorgeous, bombshell. Like, she's not like a 10. I mean, in some ways, I feel like I'm better looking than her. but so it's like the physical appearance doesn't really matter as much in some ways. Because I had that one girl that I took up to Canada. I thought she was beautiful, but she ended up being a nightmare. So it doesn't really matter how beautiful you are if you just can't get along with the person. It's like, yeah, you can maybe get their attention at the beginning, but it's not going to be sustainable, So we hung out for 3 days, and then we were supposed.
So where would you rank her on the beauty scale?
Okay, I don't want to diss her or anything.
Well,
I would say 8.
Well, an 8's not bad.
That's definitely not bad. I'm attracted to her for sure.
As long as you're attracted to her and you find when you look at her, you find something attractive about her. I went on a date the other day, and I'm not going to get too deep into this until later if we get to it. But I'm looking at her going, I'm not attracted to this girl at all, at all.
Time to go to the bathroom and make the exit.
And I didn't really know how to get out of the situation because we were at dinner.
Oh.
And I'm looking at her going, well, when she walked up from afar, she was kind of attractive, or at least good enough. Yeah. Now, she wasn't hideous, and I wasn't embarrassed to be, there's been people that I've literally been embarrassed to be sitting with. They showed up and they were 300 pounds, or, they just completely misrepresented themselves. Yeah. And I just was like, oh God, I hope none of my friends are here. I would be they'll make fun of me forever. It wasn't one of those type situations, right? But it's just, I'm looking at, she didn't really wear much makeup. She didn't really try very hard to doll herself up.
So was it low effort? And
very low effort. And her outfit, she wore jeans, which was fine, but then she wore a little top, and her midriff was showing, but she was kind of on the heavy side. So it's fat's kind of rolling over, and I'm just and she wasn't real heavy, don't get me wrong, but she certainly not skinny either, but the outfit was totally inappropriate.
Yeah, roll with your best assets. Yeah. It's like that. She didn't do that.
So anyway, and I would consider her maybe a 5.5 or 6.
Oh dear.
On the scale. She wasn't a 2.
Oh my God.
3.
I don't think it goes down to a 2, does it?
Oh yeah. I've met some people where I went,
negative below 0.
I don't even know if I can give you a 1.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But so if you're considering this girl an 8, then that's pretty. And as long as you're look at her and feel, somewhat proud to be around her.
Yeah. I mean, I felt proud to be with her.
Then that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, it's not like walking around with a model or anything, but I think but that's an ego trip in a different way. But I felt like the thing that kind of hooked me was that, she would look into my eyes, and I felt like she had kind of an endearing look that felt authentic to me. And I feel like those qualities that I just kind of pay attention to are important to me. Mm-hmm. Whereas if a girl's on her phone the whole time, or just, not really present, then, it's not going to be as attractive.
Yeah. And this is what happened. Not only was I not attracted to her, she was on her damn phone almost the whole time we were there.
Oh, it's what's the point? You might as
well
go home,
and I'm just all right, if you were hot, maybe I could put up with this bullshit, but you're not even hot.
Yeah, that's not acceptable.
Yeah. So women, don't be obsessed or just entranced with your phone the whole time. I get it. And I have my phone with me, and I always explain to them, like, I apologize. This is going to be right here because I run some Airbnbs and I've got, issues going on, or maybe maybe it's an afternoon date and I still got workers. And they always say, oh, no, that's fine. Yeah. But I'm not on it the whole time. I just have it there.
Right. It's the intention. It's like, are you intending on paying attention to the person you're with or not? And obviously it's like a clue to the future. If the first day is like that, it's going to be forever like that.
Anyway.
So,
all right. So you guys spent some time together, and
so we were, so
you could see this working.
Yeah, I can see it working, and I can see myself, like, I was actually supposed to fly back yesterday to London. I changed my flight, and, we were supposed to go down to, we were initially supposed to meet in Paris. My thought was that we'll meet in Paris. I got her a Eurostar ticket from London to Paris on the train, and I was going to fly in from Mallorca, and we'll meet for like a day trip. Low pressure, just like more like hanging out and spending time together. And then I thought it'd be kind of romantic too to meet in Paris, And so, so I still had this trip to Paris. So I was like, well, why don't we go down to Paris for the day? The train ended up being 1 hour late, 2 hours late, and then might have maybe even 3 hours late. And then we're like, forget it. Cause we were only going to go down for the afternoon. It'd be like literally get to the train station and get back on the train, So, and then we left the train station. We decided not to go. We went to lunch, and during lunch, she kind of got a call. She got a call that her roommate was in the vet with her cat. And she said she was like really panicking, and then she kind of like left. Okay, so I've seen the Sex and the City episode where Charlotte calls or tells Carrie that, can you call me and tell me there's an emergency because I need an excuse to get out? And the guy was a freaking dud, obviously. I'm not a dud. So anyway, that did run through my head. I was like, oh God.
Lily actually offered that to me on that date. I was explaining. She goes, do you need me to call you with an emergency? I go, no, I'm fine. I'll get through it. But thanks for the offer.
Yeah. Oh my God. Contingency plans, you know? So then she did leave, and then she did send me her location, and it was at the vet office. So it's like, oh, it seems authentic, and also like she sent me a picture from the vet office, so it did feel real. But then after she was done with it, she kind of went back home, and I asked her, oh, I'm leaving tomorrow. Do you want to meet up? And she's like, oh, I'm really, I'm kind of emotionally drained and just whatever. And I was like, okay, I was disappointed, but you can't force anybody, And then she kind of wrote a really nice text. It felt to me to be fairly genuine. And then pretty much she ghosted.
What do you mean? You messaged her and she didn't answer?
She kind of wrote a very nice note saying, I really appreciate our time together. And she said I'm very overwhelmed with feelings about us. So that was kind of like a nice thing that she said us, So instead of you, Mm-hmm. And then I wrote back a, kind of a similar note to kind of match her tone or whatever. And then that was the last I heard of her. And it's I'm not the kind of guy that's going to keep hitting somebody up on text after if they don't text back, you just kind of have to read the tea leaves or whatever. So yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, different people had thoughts, but about theories or whatever, they kind of thought maybe because I am all the way in the U.S. that it would be a pretty tough thing to do. And, possibly she didn't want to get emotionally attached or whatever, which is, it's more like a vanilla kind of dating risk as opposed to I guess sugar. Because sugar, you obviously, there's a financial component, So, I don't know. I have some friends that kind of said she probably will reach out at some point with regret or whatever, But I thought it was just interesting because, I don't think it was a deliberate act by her. But the idea that making a man feel safe is a pretty critical thing that I think you can express lane the whole thing to him being generous with you.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of little tests and clues that a guy either looks for or tries to find out when he's with a girl, right? He's not going to announce these things to you. At least that's what it is with me. I don't know about other men. I can only speak for myself. So, I do like to take girls shopping as kind of an act of generosity.
At what point?
We went shopping when we were on the trip. And I've done it with girls fairly early, first day. Well, maybe not the meet and greet, but probably like the second date, you know? And what I'm kind of looking for is how they act. Do they try to like smash and grab and get like a $2,000 worth of stuff and try to make a run for it kind of thing before I notice or whatever, you know? Or is she pretty like judicious with how, you know, what she selects, right? Because obviously dating, it's all, you know, you're kind of getting a preview into the future of how your interactions are going to be. If she like immediately wants like this $5,000 ring that she sees, you're going to be in it. You're going to be suffering for, you know, into the future if you kind of like don't like, you ignore that clue. And she wasn't very, I guess, I don't know the word is greedy, I guess, but she just kind of picked a few things and she was very kind of like, well, first she didn't act desperate, and she also didn't kind of act in a way where she kind of was like trying to max it out with the guy. Because like, on the receiving end for the guy, how it feels is that if a girl did that, then the girl is pretty much seeing the guy as like a wad of cash or just like a bottomless ATM. That's not a good feeling. And does any man want to just be like that? And it's kind of like the thing that I ask myself is like, does it matter whether it's me that's giving you $500 or maybe not 500 is low. So maybe like, is it $2,000 that you're getting from me? Is it any different than any other schmo that's on Seeking? All of us, men, women, sugar baby, sugar daddy, whatever, we all want to feel special in some way. So therefore, you know, it's like if a girl just kind of like just goes crazy at a store, then it feels to me that like you're just using me for the limited time that I'm willing to tolerate until the point that I say like, you know what, forget this. And then that girl moves on to the next guy. I mean, no guy wants to come away feeling like that. And that definitely is not a way to do it if you want something long term. I can tell you right now, you can, if you're a girl, if you, I guess like maybe pass this test, if you're kind of like more coming off more modest in what you want at the beginning, you will get so much more in the long run, in orders of magnitude, you know, in terms of the number of digits that are involved.
Yeah, we've talked a lot that the short-sighted women aren't really getting what you can get, because I've had relationships where they didn't ask for much in the beginning, and I end up opening up everything to them that I could, even more than what they expected, and we never ever even talked about a lot of it.
Right.
You know, I just started taking care of things. I started taking care of the rent. I started taking care of the car. I started taking care of all this. I started giving them cash. Then I actually rented an entire house for somebody in the beginning, just to get her out of her situation that she was in. I was paying for that. And if a girl asked me to do that right up front, I'd be going, hell no.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, I had somebody who asked me to pay almost $300 a month for her gym membership, and we'd only gone out once.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
The timing is so off.
But I didn't. What was funny is I didn't answer her immediately, and I was just kind of letting it churn, you know, and I was going to get back to her later. And then she wrote me back like later in the afternoon. It was like, was that bad to ask?
Yes.
Because she kind of started figuring, maybe that was a little too soon.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, even if you take it out of the sugar context, like when I was married and when I was dating my ex at the beginning, she made it a very big point that she didn't want me to think that she was there for just the money, you know, and it made me feel safe. And trust me, she netted a great deal. Yeah. So I think that's, it really does go back to the issue of making the other person feel safe, because when they feel safe, they can give in a way where they're not guarded and they don't have to like watch their back that they're going to get screwed. You know, I mean, same thing if women, they don't want to like give it away and then have the guy ghost, you know, in the same way, they don't, you know, people don't want to feel taken advantage of, you know?
Well, and here's another thing too. In sugar dating and even just regular dating, if you're not exclusive, you still got to make that person feel special.
Exactly.
Like they're not just another girl. A funny thing happened. I can't throw names around here, but a situation happened at Christmas where the guy gave the girl a gift, and it was some chocolates. It was a nice little box, and it was beautiful, and some high-end chocolates. And so they were in the bedroom, and she followed him into the closet because she wanted one of his shirts to wear. And he had like this island in his closet. It's a very rich man. He has a very big closet. And she saw like 4 or 5 other boxes exactly the same stacked on each other. And then she saw an actual gift. And she's just like, I don't feel so special anymore.
It's an assembly line back there, you know?
Like, I'm just one of the girls. And she said he was really nervous about her coming into the closet and got her something really quick. But before she had turned around, she had noticed that. And then she was kind of like upset. Yeah. Like in the beginning, when he gave it to her, she was like thrilled. She's like, oh, thank you so much. That's very nice. Because they hadn't been going out that long, right? And she just thought that, like, oh, he's already given me a gift. That's so special. And then she saw all the other gifts which were exactly the same that he's given to all his girls. Now, he didn't.
He should have at least picked a different color, you know?
Yeah.
For the other ones.
He didn't do that on purpose.
Oh, no, definitely not.
But it definitely made her almost ungrateful.
Yeah.
She went from super grateful to like,
in 1 second.
Yeah, yeah. And then she told me, she's like, yeah, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Yeah. I wish I wouldn't have seen it because it would have still felt special to me. Yeah. But then after I saw it, so men and women, and I actually stopped seeing a girl, not because I didn't like her, because I really did. We had been going out during COVID for probably like 6 months. Sex was amazing, and we always had great times. But she kept talking about all the other guys that she was going out with on Seeking.
Oh, dear.
They just kept coming up. I don't think she was doing it on purpose, but situations would come up. And I just started feeling like I wasn't that special to her.
Yeah, even like a therapist by that point.
Yeah, but then like when we ended it, she was like, hey, what happened? Like I was really enjoying my time with you. Like you're the one that I look the most forward to seeing. I'm like, yeah, no, but you got all these other guys, and you'll be fine. But I don't know. I just kind of got over it and moved on. But you got to stay in the moment,
right? And stay in the moment.
Yeah,
and it is important to make the man feel special. I think. Yeah, it's
because I had somebody ask me the other day. I hate to say this. I don't know how I got in this situation. I really only have one main sugar baby, and that's Alejandra, right? And we've been seeing each other for 3.5 years. Well, we're open, and she's dating a couple people, and I'm dating a couple people, but none of mine have stuck.
Right.
Like I've met them, and they're just like, and they just kind of moved on. I have 2 now that have stuck, and I'm getting in a little bit of trouble because now I've got like 3 sugar babies.
Oh yeah.
I can't afford 3 fucking sugar babies right now.
And also attention too.
Yeah, and I don't have time for 3 sugar babies. So I'm going to have to pare down one at least. I can squeeze 1 in, but 3, but I enjoy meeting people and I enjoy dating, but all of a sudden 2 of them stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you never know.
If they're going to stick
or
great.
not.
And see, the problem is they're great. One of them has a super good job. She makes like 6 figures.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she's intelligent, college educated. The conversations with her are fantastic, right? And then the other one is smoking hot. I mean, they're
it's almost like you need to create one person out of the 3.
No, but all of them are beautiful. Like Alejandra, I don't know what to call the other. I think we call one of them Golfer Girl, and I don't know what to call the other one, but they're beautiful girls. Like I would have given my left nut to date any of them people 30 years ago, right? Or 20 years ago. And the Golfer Girl, she's like she's an influencer, and she's got a pretty good following, and she's got guys left and right texting her that just want her, right?
Yeah.
But she told me, she goes, no, but you're the only guy I'm seeing right now. She goes, but are you dating others? And I go, well, yeah. I said, we're not exclusive. Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. I'm like, So yeah, I'm definitely keeping my options open. And then I said, yeah, there's a girl in Seeking I've been seeing for a few years.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, all right. I just didn't know where we stood. So I had to define that fairly quickly. We hadn't talked about it on the first or second day, but we finally got to it on the third.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
Are you ready to finally make that dream a reality? Maybe it's updating your kitchen, paying down high-interest credit cards, or covering tuition. Your home is more than where you live. It's also your most powerful asset. At Unlock, we make it simple to turn equity into options. With a home equity agreement, you can access cash today without taking on monthly payments. Imagine the freedom to invest in your home, reduce financial stress, or finally start that big project you've been putting off. It's your home. It's your future. Unlock it today. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
So my question is, do you think most of these, because I kind of think women have like a sixth sense, they know when something's up, it's like, and I'm not a good liar, so I don't even want to go there. But do you think do you think these women can sense it if you have like, somebody else, even if there's no evidence?
Oh yeah, no, they're really smart like that. But here's why I think why these are working with these three absolutely gorgeous. And let me tell you, on a ranking, I would say Golfer Girl is a 9.5.
Oh, whoa.
I'll show you photos after this. And then the other girl, at least a 9.5. I'm not kidding you.
9.75.
Like they are fantastic.
Wow.
As far as their looks and their attractiveness and their personalities.
Yeah,
like
that matters.
I've seen them multiple times now, and they're not pretentious. They're not stuck up. They're very in touch with the world. They're very in touch with so far.
Yeah, so far.
Now I haven't gone super deep with them, and here's the problem. And this is what I told Alejandra. I said, I think one of them is starting to fall.
Ooh.
Now she was
fall for you. You mean? Or?
Yeah. Now she was very hesitant in the beginning. Super hesitant. Like didn't really know how to approach this whole situation because she's not used to this lifestyle, right? And as we're going out, she's getting more comfortable, starting to open up more. And now I've made her feel like I'm a safe place.
Exactly.
And I haven't put any pressure on her at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't text her every day. I don't put pressure on her about seeing other people or trying to tie her down or anything. I'm just letting things go slowly. And I told Alejandra, I said, I might have a problem on my hands because here I am just having fun, and this girl's starting to get attached.
Right.
I can feel it just by her conversations. And now she didn't want to be seen in public together initially. She just wanted something discreet.
Oh, okay.
But now she's talking about doing things in public. Hey, I want you to take me to the Barrett-Jackson Auto Auction. I want you to take me to the Phoenix Open.
Oh, wow.
We should go together. And I was like, oh, so now I'm acceptable to be seen in public? She goes, well, yeah, I just didn't know you before, and I just didn't want to put myself in an awkward situation. But now that I know you, yeah, it's fine.
Is she much younger? I mean, like in her 20s or?
Well, she's 31, but she looks.
Be okay. Oh, yeah.
But she looks 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks very young. So she just didn't know if the appearance of her with an older guy would be how people would take that or judge her on that. But now she doesn't care because she's starting to like me.
Exactly.
Which I told Alejandra, I said, I'm going to have to I don't know. I've got to be real guarded because I can't let my heart go to two people.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be too difficult.
Right.
So I just want to enjoy our time together, and we really do. We have a lot of fun, great conversations, great sex. and I just want to enjoy the time that we're together, but I don't want it to go any deeper than that. So that is the really tricky part when you have somebody that you already are in love with,
Right.
but you have an open relationship.
I guess like you can see her like maybe once a week or something.
That's what I do right now.
Yeah, so
just
then
once a week.
it doesn't get too,
Yeah.
if they see you like 5 times a week, then
No, I call
obviously
her
it's
Monday
different.
Girl.
There you go.
She's Monday Girl. And I told her that too the other day. I go, so I guess you're kind of officially my Monday Girl. And
Does she ask like who's on Tuesday?
yeah, she goes, what, you got a Friday girl, a Saturday girl? I go, no, it's just we see each other on Mondays.
She might want to move up the ranks and be the Saturday girl. That's the top of the throne,
Yeah. But the whole thing, because let me tell you, being a 9.5, gets constant attention.
Oh yeah.
Constant attention from men. I mean, she's showing me, like, we're sitting there literally and her phone is blowing up with messages. And I'm like, who's that? She goes, this guy, he wants to bang me so bad. And I just been stringing him along like for 3 months. He just wants me so bad. He texts you every day? She goes, yeah, every day.
So that's the thing. He screwed himself by texting every day and just like
and she said
coming off too needy.
She goes,
or
but I'm
something.
having so much fun just stringing him along.
Oh man, that poor
She's
guy.
like, because I'm not gonna have sex with him.
Yeah,
but I flirt with him enough to like he just keeps stringing along, right? And I don't blow her phone up at all like that. And I think that works because she's like, why is this guy not blowing my phone up like everybody else? Like what's different about him? And it's because first of all, I don't have the scarcity mindset. I think a lot of guys are like, oh my God, I've got this really hot girl talking to me, and it's so hard to get a hot girl talking to me that they blow it up for themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, they overdo it and then they scare them off.
Yeah. So like I think the currency for women in terms of what they value is attention, and I've heard this on like all these different podcasts. So if a guy like this guy is like blowing up her phone, he's literally devaluing his currency.
Yeah.
It's like too many German marks in the 1930s. It becomes like worthless paper.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you kind of like throttle it in a way where it's enough to keep the person engaged or stimulated, then they value. It's like if you get one text from a person like once a week, you're gonna pay attention to that person when they text you, versus like the guy's like writing so much that you can't even catch up on reading their text, and you're like, whatever. So
here's a funny thing. Alejandra said this to me the other day. She said that this one guy she's seeing, and she's been seeing him now quite a bit, and they have, I guess, apparently pretty deep conversations, and they really enjoy their time together, but they only see each other once a week, and they do not text each other at all during the week. And she's like, I like where we're at. Like, it's just, I enjoy his time when I'm with him, and then that's it. It's not, there's no commitment and there's no attachment, but it'd be nice if he just texted me occasionally. It's funny because him not texting her is driving her crazy.
That is exactly right. I had a discussion, with a friend this morning about it, and it's like the girls don't like it if you're not paying attention to them. But if it gets you, the guy, what I want, then maybe that's actually like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Because what I don't want to be is a guy that comes off needy and then ends up getting rejected. That's not what you want, as the guy, right? So I feel like, there might be a balance there, how much you can push that, but you just I think not texting is like the right thing because they actually will value it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
if she gets a text from him, she's like, whoa, he never texted me.
Exactly.
And now it is a valuable piece of communication for her.
Exactly.
Or if he texts her every day, good morning, like 3 or 4 times a day, then it just,
it's like worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hear
the
that
value of the texts go down.
Exactly. And I hear for women, the silence is when their brain is like kind of wondering what is going on. Is he like seeing somebody else? Is he focused on somebody else instead of me? And they just kind of start wondering. Whereas like if the guy is like texting the girl endlessly, well, there's no doubt in the girl's mind, like, he's like, the guy's not going anywhere, the guy that's like blowing up this girl's phone, right? It's like, well, that guy is not going anywhere. I can string him along and I don't really have to give him anything and he'll still be there,
Well, as I've always said, women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. It's scientifically proven. So men, don't play all your cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let all your feelings out. You got to remain a little bit mysterious.
Exactly.
And if you're super head over heels over someone, that's fine, but you just can't play all your cards in the beginning.
Yeah.
Just let it play out.
Yeah, like nobody watches a football game that's like 49-0 in the second quarter, It's over,
Yeah. And I made that big mistake with Madison in my 2.5-year relationship, because when I was ready to commit to her after we had broke up for a little bit and then we got back together, I was all in, ready to commit, giving her everything that I thought she wanted and more, and it pushed her away because now she knew, and she started treating me like dirt.
Oh, because
she knew where I stood, and she knew that she could do anything she wanted, and I was still going to be there for the most part.
Yeah.
This is long before I kind of did some self study and really started working on and understanding human relationships and couple relationships. And I would never let a girl treat me like she did, but I did. I went through it, and I had to understand what happened, why it failed, why was I getting treated so badly when all of a sudden I'd opened myself up and was giving everything I could to her. And I understand it now, and that's why we talk about it here. So you can learn from our mistakes. Go ahead and make your own.
Right.
But now you're going to understand a little better why you cannot give them complete control over your emotions and your life. Because once they know they have control over you, it's never the same.
Right.
Never the same.
So to parlay onto that, and I feel like this is something that I don't want to say struggling with, but definitely it's on my mind a great deal, which is whether to get emotionally vulnerable and attached to someone. Because once you're in that state of like being attached, all your decisions are going to be governed by trying to preserve that relationship. Mm-hmm. And if a girl, like what you mentioned, treats you badly, well, I still want to be with her. Maybe I can like tolerate this for a little bit, or maybe I'll make this compromise. And I've been in that boat as well, that, somebody that doesn't treat me well, doesn't give me the time that I feel like I deserve. But because I'm emotionally attached to that person, it wasn't easy for me to end things in a way where, like, you ask friends for advice, and friends don't have that emotional attachment to that girl the way you do, right? Like the way I do. And so they're like, you don't have to take this crap, and you should just end it. But because I am emotionally attached, it's much harder. But with that said, I also don't want to be a person that is like a cyborg that have no attachment to anyone either, because that's also not a very good way to kind of enjoy the human experience, to never really feel attached to anyone and everybody is expendable. I mean, it's an easier thing to do in terms of self-protection, but then at the same time, like, you're probably going to go through life like either very alone or just not really having anything meaningful, because you're kind of always having a wall to protect yourself with. Yeah. So, I mean, that's like something that I'm trying to. It's like always a balance, right? You obviously don't. I mean, I've seen situations where a girl would give their heart to the wrong guy, and then like their life is like derailed, and obviously that's like not good either. But but then I also had women that feels like they need to protect themselves, and I really never can feel that. You don't feel the connection because they're just kind of like don't want to. They're just playing a role in some ways, but not really offering anything ever that's authentic, and maybe vulnerability is part of it.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
Are high-interest credit cards or personal loans weighing you down? Unlock gives homeowners a smarter option. With a home equity agreement, you can tap into your home's equity for cash today. There are no monthly payments. Here's how it works. Unlock provides funds upfront and in exchange, shares in a portion of your home's future value. That means you keep control with the flexibility to use your equity your way. pay off bills, invest in home improvements, or set aside savings for peace of mind. For thousands of homeowners, Unlock has been the key to moving forward without the pressure of another payment. Put your equity to work for you. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the other girl that I'm seeing. I'm trying to figure out a name to call her. I'm gonna call her Texas girl because she moved here from Texas.
Yeah,
and we had that in common. And guys, you can steal this. I think it works great, and this is something that I say on our dates just to put them at ease, and so that they don't feel pressure. And they're like, what are you looking for? What are you wanting out of this? Because we never really talked. She was new in sugar dating, and we never really talked about too much of the specifics. I said, look, and I say this all the time on the podcast. I said, look, here's my goal, or here's what I want out of this. I want to enjoy life, and it's so much more fun to do it with somebody. And I like doing things, and I like a balanced relationship. Yes, intimacy is great, and I love it just as any other red-blooded male, but I also enjoy great conversation over dinners or concerts or comedy shows or whatever. And then at the end of the night, you go your way, I go mine. And then if we enjoyed each other, let's do it again. And then we'll do it again and again until we don't. And if feelings grow, that's great. But if they don't, then we had a beautiful experience. And that always puts them at ease, because now they're not feeling that relationship pressure. Because I went on a Hinge date. This might have been my first or second ever Hinge date. I went on a Hinge date the other day. Oh my God, it was a disaster. Okay, looks and body. She's a little bit older. I think she was 40 or 41. Yeah, she was 40. On the look scale, a 9.
Oh, whoa.
It's hard to get a match with somebody that's a 9 on a swiping app.
Yeah.
I get all kinds of matches with 5, 6, and 7s, but an 8 or a 9 is very difficult. So I was already pretty excited about that. She did use her real number, so I was able to look her up. I found her Instagram, I found her Facebook, I found her LinkedIn, all checked out, right? She was as advertised. She showed up. Very fit. She just came from the gym. She was in yoga pants and a sweater or whatever, sweat top. No problems. Then we sat down, and oh my God, the conversation was so bad.
Oh dear.
It was nonstop. We didn't have a shortage of things to talk about, but for 3 hours, I got to hear about her ex.
Oh.
And then she started psychoanalyzing me, asking me here's a question I got from her that I've never gotten before. What's your sock drawer look like?
That's supposed to tell you about your personality type?
Yeah, apparently. But anyway, she was, I found out she's the president of her HOA, and then the stuff that she was telling me was an absolute nightmare of things that she's trying to enforce. I'm like, oh God, you're one of those. Just very controlling. It just was not working at all. Somehow I got her to loosen up. We had somewhat of an enjoyable conversation at the end, and she started relaxing. And then she reached out to me, and I was using my Google Voice number. And she goes, and she knew I had an iPhone because I had it right there with me. She goes, are your iMessages turned off or something? I go, oh, no, this is my Google Voice number. This is the one I use. The other one's tied to my real estate, and I get tons of messages there, so I'd rather use my Google Voice. She's like, like that. She wrote that, and then I never answered her back. I'm like, you know what? I don't need your attitude on this.
Yeah.
But one thing she asked me, because I was telling her, I told her kind of the whole spill that I gave the other girl about you go your way, I go mine. If we enjoyed each other, let's do it again. And she's like, why are you wasting your time with people that it goes nowhere with. Why would you waste your time? I said, I don't consider it wasted time at all.
Yeah.
I consider it absolutely beautiful life experiences. I have friends for life now that I've dated, and it didn't turn out to be anything but just that. Lily, I dated Lily. We are like best friends. And her, Trucker, me, and Alejandro, we hang out all the time.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely, and she was a very, very important part of the podcast. It doesn't always have to lead to a relationship.
Right.
And when that time ends with that person, whether they move, they get a boyfriend, they get married, whatever happens, you still get to look back and hopefully you've created a lot of great memories, and maybe you've had an impact on their life and they've had an impact on yours. So I don't think of it as wasted time.
Right.
And I had to explain that to her, and I think she kind of got it at the end, but you should have seen her face in the beginning. It's like just the face she made when she was asking me that. Like, why are you wasting your time if you know it's not going to go anywhere? Because I was telling her about somebody that I dated. I'm like, I knew I was never going to marry her. I knew she was never going to be my girlfriend. I knew that this relationship was going nowhere. But you know what? I don't regret ever going out with her because we did a lot of fun stuff together.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of women do just, I mean, not all, but like some women, especially depending on the app. I think if you're on Hinge and maybe...
Yeah, it was just a different kind of conversation. You have to have somebody off of one of those swiping apps. And that's kind of my point too. It's like the whole mindset is so different.
So different.
I couldn't wait to get back to my sugar dating meet and greets versus a Hinge or a Bumble meet and greet.
Yeah. Did she mention about like marriage?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what she wanted. She wanted marriage.
Yeah, she's looking for she's looking at you as a potential partner. And if she can't see you in her life long term, then she's not going to waste her time.
Exactly.
Now, she didn't say that, but the whole conversation felt like that.
What kind of questions did she ask you to try to like vet you? Did you get...
Oh, well, we got into astrology too, like asking what my sign was. And she started like telling me what kind of a person I was and all. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to let the stars dictate who I date and, their personalities. I said, I'm an Aries. My brother's an Aries. We are complete opposites. Absolutely. He's motorcycle riding, long hair. This is when he had hair, smoking, drinking, cursing, wild women. And here I was, Aries, but I was on the other side. I was on student council president. I was a captain of the football team. I was in all sports. I'm making good grades, blah, blah, blah. And I've got aspirations for college and my life. We were complete opposites.
Yeah.
We're both Aries.
But I'm
so
sure
you're going to tell me how my personality? Yeah, okay.
It all depends on like which moon is rising on the day, because I know that's like another thing,
And God bless my mom. She had put together my whole charts. I have them all. I know what my moons were. I know everything. The time of night I was born. I mean, she put all my compatibility charts together. I still have them, and she was really into it too. But when somebody just start, and I don't. It's fun to talk signs, right? I've dated a lot of Virgos, especially in the week, like right before September, the last week of August, and then the second week of September. I've dated a lot of girls whose birthdays fall in there.
Oh, wow.
And almost 100% of them are batshit crazy. And I just like, oh my God, this explains everything. You're a Virgo born November 13th or whatever, right? I mean, September 13th or September 12th or 14th. I've dated girls with all those birthdays, and they just,
wow.
It's like riding a wild bucking bronco. I'm telling you, it's just, hold on. You're about to have the experience of your life with a Virgo.
Wow. I love to know whether I love to know on the other end what's like the best week in terms of like their birthdays.
Well, I'll give you an example. And again, I'm not going to let the stars dictate who I date. I'm an Aries. I'm dating an Aquarius. We've been together for 3.5 years. Things are as good today as they've ever been. Lily is an Aries right after my birthday, and she's engaged to an Aquarius who has almost the same birthday as Alejandra, and they're doing fantastically.
Wow.
So I don't know if the certain part of the Aries sign and the certain part of the Aquarius signs are compatible, but they seem to be in our two cases.
Right. I mean, they have these charts, like compatibility charts, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm a Capricorn, and my ex, who I was with for like 12 years, was a Pisces. He's a Pisces, so
Okay.
that's maybe another
But-
clue right there.
For some reason, I have seemed to have dated a lot of girls that I've really, really liked, but then had these crazy experiences with who were Virgos.
Crazy good or crazy bad?
Crazy, all over the crazy scale. So anyway, that is kind of what I've been up to the last couple weeks. I've had a few interesting meet and greets and a few interesting situations that I'm going to have to deal with as they go along and we get more and more comfortable with each other, because I'm not abandoning Alejandra and our feelings. You know, we have something really special, and I should probably just go exclusive and settle down, but it's so much fun meeting people.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of women don't understand why men need to like go to a buffet, I guess. I think it's literally built into the male DNA. It's just you're curious. It's not that you are. And I think, at least for me, that it feels like, now that I'm not married or anything like that, you know, it feels like, I mean, you know the thing, like when a couple walks down the street and then there is like a hot woman that goes the other way, and the guy literally has to like resist the urge.
Oh yeah,
because it's built into his head. It's built into his like DNA to like be curious about it.
Yeah,
and women don't have that need, you know. So, I mean, I think that's kind of why I feel like women are so frustrated with men that are like, why can't you just be exclusive? What is your problem? Because there's no problem for me, you know, for the woman, but for the guy, it's always like, I mean, just curiosity, you know. And it's like you said, no one. It's not like one person is better than the other person is not. You know, like some people I find I have like incredible intellectual conversations with, and then another person I might just enjoy doing things like hiking with them that is not like one is better than the other, you know?
Well, all three of the girls I'm seeing right now, every one of them are so different.
Exactly.
Every experience with one is so unique and different. And I pull out of one something completely different than I pull out of another.
Exactly.
And I have, you know, these feelings at the end of the night going, oh, that was really cool. I really appreciate that. Where I could never talk about or experience certain things with the other person, right? So
yeah,
that's for me. I guess
me too, I think.
While I haven't gone exclusive, but I'm not opposed to it with Alejandra. She's the closest thing that I found that has everything that I want. But she acknowledges too, because she's dating other guys, and she understands. Matter of fact, she got curious the other day on something, and she goes, "All right, I get it. I get why you were," because she asked me, why are you going to go meet that Bumble girl way down in Queen Creek? And I go, I'm just curious.
Yeah, just curious.
I really am curious if she really looks like her photos, what her personality's like. I mean, her photos are so attractive, and you got to admit, I mean, she's pretty hot. And then I went down there, and my curiosity was busted because she was busted.
Oh,
not good.
by the cops?
No, just by her looks.
Yeah.
She was pretty. I got completely catfished, and then the personality was not good either. So it was a really, really bad situation that I got out of quickly. I don't know. We're just curious.
And
I, like I said, I enjoy those experiences that I have with those persons.
Right.
And I'm not selfish in a way that I just want all this stuff, and I want Alejandra to be able to let me do it. I actually enjoy giving to them.
Right.
I enjoy imparting maybe some wisdom or some life experiences or just anything. I like it, and they can take it for what it's worth, but at least I was able to kind of maybe be a good influence or a light for that person.
Right.
Maybe they're dealing with something.
Yeah. It makes me feel good if I can impart some knowledge that I have that they feel like it's benefiting their life, you know? It's not only about the money. I mean, I think that's why like people are just, I don't know. I think people make a lot of negative judgments about it, but it's way beyond just the intimacy part.
Yeah.
It's I don't think I can go back to regular dating.
Oh, never. Well, speaking of that, we've got to run, but thank you for coming out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And since you're in town, We'll have to do this more often.
Oh, yeah.
I have so much more to talk about.
Me too.
I have a letter that this guy wrote me, and it's really long, but he asked a lot of great points, and I was going to kind of get your opinion on those, but we'll have to save it for another time.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you guys want to share your crazy sugar dating stories, we'd love to hear those. So go to our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com, and send us a message there. Or Instagram is a great way to get a hold of me. I've got a few on there that I'd love to read, that some messages that people sent. A lot of fun. And again, if you want some coaching and profile reviews or just want to be a part of the family, patreon.com/secrets of a sugar daddy podcast is where you'll find us. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, one more thing. I put some of the techniques I learned on the OMG Yes program in play the other night. Very successful. She really liked those.
I've used it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's when they're taken care of, they're going to treat you well after.
Yeah. So if you guys want, I feel like it's the best program on how to teach people how to pleasure a woman properly. Go to our website, click on the OMG Yes link, and that way we get credit for it. And it's a one-time purchase, and you can use it as much as you want, learn from it, and I'd highly suggest that. All right. Until next time.
Oh, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.
Are high-interest credit cards or personal loans weighing you down? Unlock gives homeowners a smarter option. With a home equity agreement, you can tap into your home's equity for cash today. There are no monthly payments. Here's how it works. Unlock provides funds upfront and in exchange, shares in a portion of your home's future value. That means you keep control with the flexibility to use your equity your way. Pay off bills, invest in home improvements, or set aside savings for peace of mind. For thousands of homeowners, Unlock has been the key to moving forward without the pressure of another payment. Put your equity to work for you. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.